Surprise, surprise, another 40 volt video this week from Makita. Who would have thought? This week we're looking at the CL001G Stick Vac. And as well as that, we've also got the Cyclone attachment, so be checking that out as well. I was hoping it was going to fit on my old vac, but it doesn't look like it will. But it may fit on the new brushless 18 volt ones. I'll have to check that. Anyway, let's have a look what's in the box. As you can no doubt see, it is a white tool. This one, white with a teal front. Anyway, I think we'll leave that one in there because like any good cooking show, here is one I prepared earlier. This one, unlike the one in the box, has a white front, as you can see. The other one was a clear teal affair. If you're a regular to this channel, you will have no doubt seen me using this over the past few weeks in videos. Lots of people have been asking me to review it. I'm surprised how many people want to see this thing. This channel is, of course, where you come to see the best Makita reviews, so I'm told.
Yeah, you're right. It's actually Tools and Stuff. Was it Tools and Stuff that pointed out that the 171 was the equivalent? He's like the Makita master. I mean, he in New Zealand gets all the stuff early. Totally not fair. I'm going to fly down there sometime. You know, what is it, 21-hour flight, and go hang out with him. I wish.
Everyone is getting on board with Tools and Stuff when it comes to Makita tool reviews.
Tools and Stuff continued his petty feud with me by sharing another Makita tool this week that I can't have. Screw you, dude.
Well, maybe not everyone. Anywho, let's take a look at this thing. It'll take all the Makita XGT batteries from the 2 amp hour right through to the 5 amp hour, and I'll be putting it up against a 5 amp hour battery on my old 18 volt vacuum, which should be within reach, but it's currently not. Give me 1 second. A lot of you will have one of these. This is the CL001G. Since this model, they have of course released a brushless model, which is more in line with what this 40 volt one's like. This one is pretty basic, but it has served me well over the past few years. As you can see, roughly the same sort of shape and everything. So my old LXT one here came with this, the head, and this crevice tool, which goes on the pipe here. Like so, pretty straightforward. And the new one comes with a similar selection, the hose pipe thing here, but they've made them a little bit nicer. And the crevice tool, once again, has got a little change to it, and the head, which is a little bit more advanced as well. Not a lot, but a little bit. Instead of just slotting in like the old one, we have a little latch here to hold it in place. So we go click lock, or just shove your head straight in. That just slots in like the old school one. Crevice tool in like the old school one, or on the end of here, same again. So the only locking area, this piece up here. This locking area here is where you would attach your Cyclone. So what would that look like? Well, that will look like this. Look at that, now you've got some sort of space age vacuum cleaner. They would have loved stuff like this when they were making Star Trek and Star Wars and those sort of things. I mean, look at this. This is already ready to go. Spray paint it silver or something. You've got some sort of laser blaster thing. But we'll have a bit more of a closer look at the Cyclone thing later on. Looking at the tool, we've got a light on the front. We've got a power button, and we have a mode button here with 4 modes. That's right. This isn't just a trigger. This is 4 separate speeds. Your dust all collects in the front here, providing you are not using the Cyclone. It's got a notch here for where you line it up. Spin it to open and close, nice and simple. Got to be careful opening this though, because it's full of shit. I'm just going to empty this and turn my other light on. This filter bag area, basically the same as the previous models. When I come to do my suction test later on, I will not be using this. I'll take them out of both tools so that we get a fair sort of suction test, because when one of these is all plugged up with dust, you lose a bit of power, of course. So I'll probably do my suction test with them just like that. Have a quick look at the mode buttons here with the battery on it. One thing I'm really loving about this tool over my previous 18 volt one is the sound. It is significantly quieter. Now that's on its top speed. That's the lowest suction, which has a bit of a high whiny sound. But even on low, easily cleans up all that shit that was on the bench that just fell out of it. It remembers what speed you were on the last time you used it, so when I turn it back on, it will start in the slowest mode. And we can ramp it back up to high gear if we wish. could almost make a little musical tune out of it. You can set the mode before you turn it on, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to suck up some dust now in mode 4. Pretty quick. So that was sucked up at the highest speed. Let's try it on the lowest speed. Still does the job, just a little bit slower. So the 18 volt by comparison, let me just tip this back out, just show you how good it is at sucking and how loud it is. This is just one speed, of course, finger on the trigger and that's it. So much louder. And even though it's so much louder and sounds so much gruntier, that full speed on this feels pretty much like the low speed on the 40 volt. So what else is there to tell you about a Stick Vac? They're a pretty basic unit really, aren't they? Well, I could give you some numbers. The dust capacity of this one is 650 mils, this one is 730. Bare tool weight 1.2, bare tool weight 0.9. That's kgs. Noisy. Takes a long time to stop, doesn't it? And not so noisy. But the most important thing, of course, is the suction. This one has a sealed suction of 3.6 kPa. This one, however, has a sealed suction of 21 kPa. 3.6, 21. See, that's almost hard to get my hand off, whereas the other one, yeah, the 18 volt bugger all suction compared to that. To try and visualize that suction a bit better, I'm going to do a little test. And I think we'll do it with the Cyclone box, seeing as we've got it sitting here and it's part of a vacuum. Now I know some of you will be saying, oh yeah, but you're not using the brushless 18 volt. Fair enough. I haven't got one. I'm not going to buy it just for this tests. But this is 3.6, the new brushless version, 7 kPa sealed. So it's twice as good as that one. But remember what the number on this one was? 21. So much more suction. Now, ideally, I need a force gauge of some sort to pull up to test how much suction these things are really pulling. But, you know, how much time is there in a day? What I'm going to do here is use this rubbery multi-size gasket for dust extractor thing. And I'm going to try and pick out this box with this inside it with these vacuums. Hopefully they do it. Well, hopefully one of them does it and one of them doesn't. That'll make my life easier. So I've got to come up with another test. So I need someone really to come up with some sort of test for this. I'm looking at you, Talk Test channel. Come up with a suction rig, eh? Unless you've already done it, I don't know. I'll weigh the box, we'll see how heavy it is, and then I'll test it with the two vacs, see if there's any difference. In this box we have the Cyclone and an extraordinarily large manual for such a basic appliance, and the model number is, if you want to know, the 191D71-3. Catchy. Right, let's check the weight here. 737 grams. 737. Remember that number? Well, I don't know if you need to remember it. Who cares, eh? Anyway, 737 grams. Let's see if we can pick it up with both of these vacs. I'm going to run each of them on a freshly charged 5 amp hour battery with, as you can see, the filters removed. First up, the 18 volt. speed. So the second speed can get it off the ground too. Let's see if the poor 18 volt can do it now with the Cyclone out of the box. So it's just the box with the manual in it. Just managed to do it. We need to keep testing this 40 volt now, don't we, to see how far it'll go. So I have now filled the box up with nearly 1.6 kgs, 1595 grams worth of wood. Let's go see if it can pick that up. We need more wood. This next test is as much as I can fit in the box timber wise, and it's 2.14 kgs or 2140 grams. Might be pushing it. Well, that was pretty impressive. It managed to just pick up that 2100 grams. And this one managed to pick up just over 360 grams. 3.6 kPa, 360 grams. 21 kPa, 2100 grams. Ooh, spooky. Now, does anyone want to see this used as a vacuum cleaner? We've got a couple of parrots, and if you know anything about parrots, you'll know they're messy buggers. When they are inside the house, in their cages, they're on a hardwood floor with a piece of carpet on top. That piece of carpet every 24 hours gets absolutely covered in so much shit. So I'm going to go up there, I'm going to do one pass with this, one pass with this, and one pass with a Dyson, which is of course about 5 to 6 times dearer than this one, and about 10 or 15 times dearer than that one. So let's go see just how much difference there is with the heads. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to do one pass along the front with the 18, I'll do the 40 in the middle and the Dyson at the back. Not bad. Now for Mr. James Dyson. I'm now going to put the Cyclone on the tool. I've got the bag and filters and everything in here. We'll see if that can still lift the timber in the box. The idea of a Cyclone attachment like this is so that it separates the particles out and you get all the shit filling up in here rather than in here and blocking up your filters and everything, so you get sustained suction basically. Because this is one of the few things in life where you can say the longer and harder it sucks, the better it is. Hey, settle down. I know, yeah. So Hopefully this shows up alright. These anti-fatigue mats get full of so much shit. I'm going to go over it with the 18 volts, see if it can suck it up, and then we'll go over it with the 40 and see if we get an improvement. Okay, so that managed to suck it up in some places but not others. Let's try the 40 volt with the Cyclone on it. You can hear it sucking up a lot. Well, that didn't get everything, but it certainly sucked up a damn sight more than the 18 volt, and if I went a bit slower we could probably get it all. Oh, look at all this dust that's accumulated on the floor. Might be a bit much actually though. Might be pushing us. Filled up that Cyclone pretty darn quick. So that Cyclone is good and proper full, but how much of it made it into the main part of the vac? Let's take a look, see here. Wow, look at that. Pretty empty, is it? Yeah. So it's all stayed in there. But yeah, we did push our luck a bit with that one. Nice and full. Personally, I probably wouldn't really bother with the Cyclone. I'm happy to just empty it from there and lose a little bit of suction. Yeah, I don't know. If you get a clog in your Cyclone, you can undo this piece and clear it all out, blow out all these holes, get it functioning a bit better. You shouldn't of course fill it that much like I just did. Those of you who are regulars to the channel will know I've had this for about 6 weeks. I've been using it for all sorts of things, teasing you guys in the videos. I've had lots of people ask questions about it. So there it is, I finally finished the video for it. Is it better than the 18 volt ones? Yeah, heaps better. I love it compared to the 18 volt one. Got heaps more suction. And as well as the suction, it's just quieter, which makes it nicer to use. It just feels like a nicer tool. Is it better than the Dyson? No, it's not better than the Dyson. The Dyson has a powered head, which of course means it can push things around and scoop things up better. Although, you know, this isn't really designed for doing carpet, it's more for hardwood floors on job sites and concrete floors in your garage and that sort of thing. Having said that, I'd far rather use a 40 volt Makita battery for powering anything than a Dyson battery. These are poorly made pieces of junk. They fail way too early. The failure rate on these is way too high for what you're paying for them. This is about a fifth of the price of a Dyson. Makita often think of things that other companies don't think of, like nice little rubber foot thing down here so that it doesn't mark your surface and it sits nicely, doesn't flop and roll around. It's the little things in life, you know? Anyway, I like it. If you like it, there'll be some links down below. I'm not sure where it's available yet. If I can find some links in the UK and the US, I'll put them down there. If they're not there, sorry, it might not be out yet. But you can get them in New Zealand. I know they're in stock at Handy Hardware because I saw them all piled up there. So thanks for watching, guys. There's only one thing left, I reckon, and that's to clean up this damn bench. So quiet. I hardly hear the thing.